How did I become a cabin crew? Well, I started off, first of all, since college, I always had this dream of flying and traveling around the world and seeing places, uh, and getting paid for it. And I always wanted that luxurious lifestyle. I wanted to have it all. So I started off, first of all, dreaming about it, setting up goals. So when I was in college, I managed to complete my Bachelor of Commerce. Education is very important. So if you forego your education to become a crew, I don't think it's worth it, guys. At least a bachelor degree will really help. So I focused on my bachelor's, and once I was a Bachelor of Commerce, completed it, I went ahead and started applying and started going for these interviews. I was still quite underage. I was something like 20, but I had this thing that no, I want to go for my interviews and gain some experience. There were times that I was refused because of my age, because I was underage, and they said that just become 21 first and then come back and we will hire you. So the journey was since then. And what happened was I kept trying. I decided, let's take a break for some time, let's complete my graduation, and after that I will give it a try again. So there came a time when I was a graduate, and I started looking for a job as a cabin crew, and I applied for a domestic airline which was called Air Sahara, and they immediately hired me, and that was like a dream come true first, because I was just 21 at that time, and I was so happy that I'm gaining some experience as a flight attendant. My first initial 3 months of training were really very difficult, because we had to undergo intense training, and they expected us to wear a sari every day for the training. So that's where we started getting the practice of wearing a sari. And after 3 months of vigorous training, we started flying, and I got the job, and I started flying for 2 months with Air Sahara. But there were times that I didn't like it because of the uniform. I really didn't feel it very comfortable wearing a sari and working in the galley and in the aisle in front of the customers. It was very difficult for me. So at the same time, Emirates and Malaysian Airlines came up with interviews. So since I had gained 2 months of experience of flying with Air Sahara, I decided, why not just go ahead and try with Emirates or with Malaysian Airlines. So I tried first with Malaysian Airlines, and I reached the final stage, final interview, and then they called me and they told me, hey, you've been selected, congratulations. So I was really happy that I got hired with Malaysian Airlines. This was somewhere in January 2003. I'm talking about way long time ago. So when I got recruited with Malaysian Airlines, I was happy, but then there was a pandemic going on in Far East Asia, which is SARS, and because of that we were asked to stay in our country, in India. So my training was delayed for 6 months at that time, and I was really very disappointed what's happening. And in the meantime, in June 2003, I was called for an interview with Emirates Airlines, and Emirates Airlines asked me to come for the interview in Dubai. And I was so happy about it, that Emirates has asked me to come for an interview in Dubai, and I'm going to go ahead with it. So I came to Dubai for the interview. I went through all the stages of the interview, and I reached the final stage, and then they told me after the final interview was done that you'll have to wait for a month, and this waiting period, trust me guys, it was a killer. So when they told me you have to wait for a month, until then we will let you know if you have been hired and you've got the job or not. So I was like, okay, let's wait. And I waited, and after a month I finally got that call, and this was around mid-July. I got a call from Emirates saying that you've been hired, and congratulations, and the training starts on the 31st of July. So you will be traveling to Dubai, and your training starts ASAP, as soon as possible. In the meantime, Malaysian Airlines also called me and they said, hey, listen, your training starts in the by the end, or by the I think it was, yeah, by the mid of August, so please pack and you have to come to Malaysia. So now I had a choice to choose from. Either I want to join Emirates or either I want to join Malaysian, and obviously my choice was Emirates because I love Emirates. I'm an Emirates girl, so there was no way that I could go for any other airline. And I'm really happy, I'm really blessed, and I know I made the right choice by choosing Emirates Airlines. So here I am. So that's my story. And then the vigorous training for 5 weeks in Emirates, and after that we started flying, and I had my first Supi flight to Kuwait and London Heathrow. So I remember those days, they were amazing. This was in 2003, 17 years ago, and I'm still with Emirates. I'm still loving it. I'm still enjoying my job. I'm really blessed in that matter, and yeah, I'm still cabin crew, and I love it, and I'm really happy and blessed to be a part of it. So this was my journey, guys, as a crew. I had my struggles, I had my ups and my downs, and I did go through a cycle of evolution, and I did evolve in a matter of many years. I gained a lot of customer service experience. Emirates has taught me to be so cosmopolitan in my mentality, and so open-minded that I can never go back to where I was now. I've just expanded my horizons, my mentality, everything. It has reached a different level now. I see the world with a different view. So I think everybody who becomes a crew, because of the experience that you gain over a period of many years, polishes you as a person as well, and you really become a better person, a better human being. I truly believe that you become more cosmopolitan, and you tend to be more acceptable to people the way they are. Acceptance, and tolerance, that's what you learn being a cabin crew, an international cabin crew, by the way. So I'm really happy to be part of this beautiful airline industry.